For the last year, I've been traveling the world with Copa 90, covering some of the biggest derbies on the planet. It's Copa 90's top 10 derbies in football. At 10, it's Galatasaray and Fenerbahce. Famous around the world for its pyrotechnics and huge animosity between the two sets of fans, this is one of the most explosive derbies around. They say that the Turkish, they celebrate differently than everyone else. Well, we're singing already with hours to go. This is insanity. That next level. Check it out for yourself. Look. The violence between the two sets of supporters got so bad that in recent years, away fans are now banned from attending. But when I went, I found one of the best atmospheres and loudest stadiums that I've experienced. And a football-mad city that uses the game as a means of expelling the pent-up tensions of everyday life.
In the middle of the game, you feel like you have influenced the outcome of the game. And then you scream out and you say, I exist.
At 9, it's the Budapest derby between Újpest and Ferencváros. The ferociousness of this derby was forged in political struggle all through the 20th century. Whilst the political divisions have evaporated over the years, the tension remains and makes for a ferocious atmosphere on match day. At 8, it's El Clasico, Barcelona and Real Madrid. Arguably the biggest match in world football, this fixture is never less than fiery.
The simplistic view is of Barcelona and Real Madrid representing left and right on the political spectrum, of Real Madrid being Franco's team and Barcelona being the Democrats, the freedom fighters, if you like.
Franco's team was Real Madrid, and the team of the left, the team of separation, the team of the resistance, if you like, were Barcelona. And Barcelona and Catalonia as a region were repressed under the dictatorship.
With political, historical and social tensions off the pitch and good old-fashioned needle on it, this is about much more than two of the biggest teams in the world going head to head. Luis Figo found this out when he moved from Barca to Real for a then world record £37 million transfer in 2000. In the first derby game he played at the Nou Camp as a Real player, Figo was assaulted with a pig's head thrown by an angry Barca fan when he went to take a corner. At 7, it's Peñarol and Nacional in Montevideo. Uruguay is one of the most passionate football nations in the world.
The whole country stops. Football is passion.
Is it sport or is it more than sport in Uruguay?
No, it's more than sport.
And the match between the two sides is the oldest derby outside of England, with over 500 matches being played between them. At 6, it's the Derby della Capitale, Roma and Lazio. Unlike in Milan, where the fans came together to hold a truce, the Italian capital's rivalry has an ever-present threat of trouble. With stabbings and beatings a regular occurrence, the tension surrounding this game is huge.
The main problems are what is called in Roman slang pinching, puncicata. What is that? It's the stabbing.
They pushed me on the ground, they kicked me, and one of them, with a stick, hit me twice on my head.
Sometimes it is just too much poison in the air. It's just too much extreme. It's just too much conflict.
The ultras of both teams wield a huge amount of influence, once coming on the pitch mid-game to stop the match. At 5, it's the Cairo Derby. It's Africa's biggest match between the continent's two most successful sides, Al Ahly and Zamalek. They've both won numerous Egyptian Premier League and African Champions League titles, and whilst the matches have always come with a threat of violence in the stands, in recent years, organised ultra groups have emerged and played a huge role in the resistant movements against successive regimes. At 4, it's Flamengo vs Fluminense in Rio de Janeiro. The biggest match in the most obsessed football nation in the world. These two have been rivals since the early 1900s, and this fixture holds the record attendance for a match in 1963, where 194,000 turned out for the derby. They may not be able to fit that many into the new Maracanã, but the atmosphere is still as special. At 3, it's Rangers and Celtic. The cliché about the Old Firm derby is that it represents nothing less than all-out religious warfare, but the reality is, it's much more than that. Class, race, politics and simple geography all add up to one of the most poisonous climates imaginable for a football game, and two of the loudest sets of supporters to go with it. At 2, it's Boca Juniors and River Plate. Known as the Super Clasico, the rivalry between Boca and River is the most intense in Argentine football. Whilst violence often mars this fixture, the spectacle both on and off the pitch is hard to match. with the teams producing greats such as Crespo, Riquelme, Di Stefano and Maradona. At number 1, it's an incredible derby in an incredible city between two historic teams. It's partisan and it's Red Star. It's the Belgrade Derby.
The Belgrade Derby is one of the most special, unique football games in the world.
It's part of you, it defines you.
Your whole city and whole country is speaking only about football.
These two teams have some of the most passionate supporters imaginable, and the spectacle of a Belgrade derby has to be seen to be believed. If you get the chance, make sure you go see it for yourself. Just don't wear anything flammable.